Welcome!
Hey.
How are we all? It's been a while since we've actually been in person. And we've got a Tuesday replacement too.
What?
It's me, and it's not a weekend.
I think
Easy start at this table.
Yeah.
Easy month for
It was a
me.
couple of days.
Yeah, last week was solo 175.
Online. The week
Online?
before that got called off.
No, we got Inish online.
Online, yep. And then
The week before that was cancelled.
Yep.
and the week before that I couldn't make it
Yeah.
because I was terrified I had the spicy tail.
Yeah.
I didn't. So
No.
that's even better.
Well, that's always good. You don't want to get spicy though.
Yeah, no, you don't want to.
Hi, Lulu.
What's
Hey,
what's up?
Zulu, already.
Gotta love having Zulu here.
Ah,
You're not
Lulu's always
early today. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bed at a reasonable hour.
It's too much stupid o'clock, I'm sure.
Yeah, it'd be, well, what time would we
How
there?
is that sleep schedule of yours going? You know I judge.
That makes me tell people. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just don't tell me.
You're fully going to judge me. Oh, it's good.
Yeah. Oh my god, we're fine. Let him out of the basement so he's happy.
Yeah, mate.
Harsh,
It was your
harsh
comment last week from Solar 175. She's like, I'm not keeping you in the basement. You can go. I say that knowing fully she's at work right now. And if you're watching it, go do your work.
That's my favorite.
So yeah, so we've got the new lights. So the guy hasn't seen them. You saw them on Sunday, but they're actually set up and configured now. So hopefully they're good. You can't actually easily see where the camera is now though, so you're gonna have to look and then go,
It's
oh,
very
there it is.
bright.
I found it. it's a bit more
They are
disjointed.
very bright.
Yeah. But hopefully everything's a lot clearer.
They're
as well.
good.
I
Excellent.
think it kind of works well. So we'll switch over because we have done the teach and we can kind of just jump into it. What we will do is just move this board down a bit.
We're playing Chinatown.
Ooh, you're so hard.
Oh, happy to see you as well.
Happy?
Hey.
Come on up.
What up, what up?
This way that everyone can see the board.
Oh, wrong one. You must be good at Wordle, man. Spelling words like that, you must be a king at Wordle.
She's a queen at Wordle, so thank you very much.
Yeah, sorry, International Women's Day. You can be an absolute queen at Wordle.
Yeah.
Purple.
Alright, sorry.
This one. I love that one too. You know what? I like the first one. Oh no, actually maybe. Okay, it's a knife. It's okay. It's okay. It's a knife.
What did you think it
We're all
was?
good.
Let's just move on.
Let's just move right along. So we have done the teach. If you did want to see the teach, it is on our YouTube channel. So hit us up on the YouTube. And with I actually haven't uploaded the.
Be better.
The pool. It's alive on the app, and you can see the number, but I didn't post it into Discord. I forgot to do it last week.
How many was
Well, I was
it?
going to say this is 2
It
in a
was
row.
98.
98.
Whoa.
That's
Real
No, this was the first time. So we've been doing it for
low.
2 and a bit years. Over 3 years we've been doing that pool.
So low.
The first time it's ever been under 100 ever. So
Wow.
I'm thinking that there's a few conventions coming up. So I
Okay.
reckon a lot of people are kind of
Yep.
laying a bit low before they
Yeah.
kind of go into there. So it's I'm holding them away. Everyone wants to see my.
This is open information.
It is open
Oh,
information.
no,
so
no, it's
it's
only
not,
until
yeah,
you-
only yeah.
Yeah.
So what do I do with
discard?
the? Yeah, what do I do with the two that I
They go.
discard?
They get reshuffled back in, I think.
Cool.
Is it reshuffled or is it discarded and then we reshuffle?
Yeah, maybe that's true actually. Discard and then reshuffle when they're.
But we won't need them again. So like, then you've got there's a whole nother scale of like remembering what you've been.
Yeah, I think that's a component of the pain and suffering. Is you don't. If you discarded something, especially if you discarded it, and then 2 turns later you hate past Callum.
That's just like.
It sounds bad.
The discarded
How are we
cards.
all doing?
Should I?
Future.
Yeah.
Right,
Go for it.
so-
Go for it. Read it out.
The remaining cards are discarded. Yeah.
Yep.
The discarded cards are put back into the draw pile and reshuffled for the next round.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Okay.
So we
So
don't
you
get
can
rid
see
of
them
them.
again.
Also happy we are. Well, I'll speak for myself. I'll speak for you. That was quite rude. I'm excellent. I'm living my best life. I had Lost the grand final in netball yesterday, but I still took some silverware home, got some silver. Not the gold-plated stuff that I wanted, but I'm still happy. That's a big win for me. Passing on the table as you discard your cards.
I'm doing pretty great. Just
You're doing alright.
doing
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not. I'm not. Oh, you mean I'm, I am doing,
Oh, you're
I am
getting
doing
real
okay.
right
I'm not
now.
doing well. I'm not doing well. I'm here at the
Well,
moment.
let's get deeper right off the bat.
God, sorry.
Please explain, Dave. How,
Wow.
how are you
Mr.
doing?
Negative over here. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing okay.
Doing alright?
Oh, well, I wouldn't open up your hand just yet. Wait for him to get rid of his discounts. Otherwise, he's going to get some stuff that you want.
Maybe.
All right.
So happy, how are you? Have you been still at college, uni?
Crushing it.
Crushing
Living
it?
that best life.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I'm going to suggest maybe we would do is you put these out just to visualize what we've got.
Nice. I can, I can play that game with you.
Yeah.
I like that
don't
enough.
mind that.
Don't hate that.
That's to signify that you have that.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty good thing.
Yeah. Bit of
Um,
visuals for everybody.
I'm good. Just a free day of
To
school
collage?
today. Nice.
Sorry, I'm going to put my phone
Oh, something
aside.
similar to college.
Collage.
Collage.
You're at the collage. There's a picture here, and another picture here, and there's one over the top to make a nice collage.
I don't know him. I don't.
That's why we're on separate sides.
All right, now we draw tiles.
Yes. So it is the second number, isn't it?
It
Yes.
is.
So 4.
No, that's how many
No,
keep.
that's how many you keep.
We have
Drop
six.
piles is
Oh,
red.
that's right. Yes, we have. So we keep 6.
Yep,
we draw
we have-
and keep 6.
We draw and keep 6.
2, 3, 4. I can count. Woo!
Well,
Wow.
that's a really good skill. I've been working on that recently.
Your wife has taught you so good.
Six.
English good she speaking.
This is math, but sure.
Yeah. See how you played that game.
So,
Or
you
three,
realise
roll.
there's 3 more than that number. You
Mhm.
each stick, you do that.
Yeah, so there's 9 in there
Yep.
total.
Tropical fish, florist.
So just to explain, each of these tiles have got numbers on them. For
That's a
example,
bad-
the florist
Oh,
has
for
4.
me.
That means in order to complete this florist shop, I need 4 tiles to get max income.
Yep.
Mhm.
But there's only 7 of them in the
bag.
bag.
Yeah.
Yep.
So did you guys notice that the
Yeah.
first 2
Yeah.
The cut.
Did you?
Yeah.
Your da were cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Daniel David. Yeah. Okay.
It's not that kids will say.
All right. Now,
Hmm.
away we go.
Based on our responses, no, we didn't realise that at all.
Yeah, welcome to whatever that was. Ooh, it's been
Okay, and I will openly say,
Yep.
you have something that I want.
Alright.
The 31 is something I would love to have in my pocket. I'll
Yep.
open negotiation.
Yeah.
I am aware that I don't have anything to potentially offer you that you would
Mhm.
want. So, you pick if you want a restaurant to go. No, what have you got? I don't have any antiques. Otherwise, I'd probably give you
I
there.
would
I
love
was
to
gonna
get
say I
some.
would love an
Would you?
antique.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a restaurant.
Ooh.
Hmm. Yeah, you can see where I'm
Kate
red.
will pay more for my restaurant than you will.
No, Kate's
I'm
got
after
antiques.
antiques,
She's after
man.
Oh,
factories
antiques.
and
Ah, okay.
Factories
Yeah.
and antiques are happening over here, so no, I don't want your restaurant.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do
Hang on.
that.
Now, do we start with cash? We should start with cash, surely.
Do we?
Surely.
Oh yeah. How much cash do we start with?
We start with. Oh, sure.
Are we lurking for a bit? That's all good.
Yeah. Just follow up with any banter. Just if you hear someone say something dumb, make sure you keep accountable to it.
Oh, we forgot.
I've
Yeah.
already done.
Hey!
We forgot to remind.
Yeah.
We had one job.
No, you
We
had
did
one.
have one job.
Yeah. $50,000. Thank you, banker.
Dankeschön.
Thank you.
What if I want them in a
Smaller denominations?
Yeah.
No.
Fuck you. How
you,
about
can,
that?
you can sort it out yourself.
All right. So, being as I would like your restaurant and you want my dim sum,
Yep.
I'll give you 10 grand for your restaurant tile, and you can have a dim sum.
Done.
Sure.
So you have to break it. Wow.
They're doing it over there.
Well, the 6 is always worth more, but
Mhm.
I'm happy with that deal.
Yeah, really.
Thank you.
happy.
Okay. So do you keep your tiles ongoing?
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
don't
so
spend
they
them?
just hang out.
Yeah.
But I get new ones every time.
Correct.
Cool.
Yeah. So next round we're gonna get 5, not 3.
Why do we have? Yeah, we'll get 3 next time. Cool, because we've got the ones that we left over.
Yep.
I would love 38, Daniel,
38.
if you're willing to part with it.
You do have a dim sum that I want, but a card tile is usually worth more than a tile.
What do you want for it?
What is your offer?
Trade in futures. Always trade in futures.
How does play? How badly do I want it? That's the question.
Because it's gonna leave me with 40, but it means that I'm not gonna be blocking and boxing you in.
Yeah, you're trying to sell it.
Of course I'm gonna try and sell it.
Alright.
What can I offer you?
That's what I was
Yeah,
like.
I would like your 31.
And I would like his 38, so I feel like I need to
Negotiate.
get something off you
Yeah.
to give to him.
I don't have any dim sums though,
No.
so that would be ideal. I have a restaurant that I'm sure David would like, but I don't think you have a laundry for me.
How's the audio, Zulu and Happy? Hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
I think the audio's been pretty good since we've figured out that I had to have it attached directly to the
I'll give you a 15 for 31. It's close enough. It's not quite the same, but it's building in that little world. Feel free to check. Logically, that feels like not a terrible idea, but I also don't know.
I was gonna say, I don't know what it
Also,
I'm
hey
like,
man,
that
this
doesn't
is-
seem like a bad idea.
this I also haven't got a clue, so I'm waiting for them to call me
To
out.
see- I was gonna say,
So just so you're
They're
aware,
playing it.
I'm not gonna want to give away 38 without giving away 40,
yeah,
because there's going to be no benefit to me having 40
right.
ones I don't have. So that's why it's going to be the difficult one.
Yeah.
But I
Okay, that
can
makes
say
sense.
that I'm not going to build on it this round. So you could make that trade next round. if you
Later.
wanted to.
Okay.
No, do you keep whatever ones you don't build on?
Yeah, well,
Correct.
you can. hold it.
Okay, so I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I was like, do I just get rid
Everything
of these if
you
I
keep, everything you've been dealt
don't?
stays with you
Okay,
until
cool.
you use it or don't. The only thing you can't trade. Oh no, you can trade ownership if you've built a tile. If
Then
I've done say this,
Yeah.
I can trade
It's
ownership.
just worth more, I guess, or
Or
not
less.
worth more, or less.
Yes and no, it depends.
Depending on
Depends how
what
many
it is.
rounds, I guess.
Okay.
Because there is only 6 rounds. So,
Oh, okay.
so that's the tile down the bottom, and that's
Yeah.
So you, it's important to note that anything you put down is going to
drink.
income every round.
Thank
so,
you.
Mm.
you know.
He said it's important to know.
That's the phrase.
It's my I say it way too much in
In,
the.
in the videos,
in the videos.
teachers.
It's important to note. Da-da-da-da. It's
Mhm.
important to note. Come on.
Alright.
What a good trading relationship.
It's crazy though, because
Very well.
Chinatown,
What is that
China
thing?
we recorded in the last
It's a bridge.
the last section.
Yeah.
So I was watching back and going, wow, this is we've grown so much in the time. No one yet, because we haven't even got to.
We're up to round one.
No idea what's happening.
Not a clue.
The winner is the person with the most money. So Daniel technically has the most money at the moment.
For now.
For now.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. That's who's winning after not much happening.
Can I get a tropical fish from anyone?
I do
I
have a
don't-
tropical fish.
I don't have a tropical fish.
Or a florist?
Didn't have that either.
I do have a florist.
And I have a restaurant.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. We can just swap.
Not a good swap. I'll figure it out early. Not a good swap. I like
it had
it.
to be said.
Just, hey,
He had to try.
to be
He
fair,
had to try.
if that was my first swap, I would have been like, yep. But I watched you guys trade early, and you paid me.
What's your offer? Go on.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm hoping to potentially. I've not got really any fives, and the fact is, I can hold the restaurant and sort of shake you down later. I'm aware that I have that as an option. But yeah, like I don't know. What do you?
Well, I've got the florist, which
Yes.
is obviously important to you.
Could be important to me, yeah.
And you would, I suppose, try and build it up here.
Mm.
And that will get you 20 grand. So I will offer you 10 grand for your restaurant plus a florist. I will give you 10 grand plus
20
a
grand.
florist.
You make that back when you connect
Yeah,
them
but
all.
I've got nowhere to put them at the moment, so it's going to be a while since I get that income.
Mm.
No. 10 is my best offer.
No. Cool. Thank you.
Okay. So then we move into the build phase. So anyone that wants to build, you can just build. It doesn't cost you anything to build.
Secret antiquities there if you like. If you're not afraid he's going to be mean later.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna be mean later.
It's quite likely. Have you seen him over there?
Yeah.
He's hiding his
I
smile.
know. That's why I'm like, yeah.
That was rude. that was a decision you just made. I'm very aware that you just made a decision. So tempted to build a restaurant over there. Like, I'm going to play that game.
Struck through the heart.
Do I feel hurt? Yes. Am I making tactical decisions when I feel hurt? No.
It is worth building at least one thing, because that's how you generate income. So at the end of the round, so at the moment, I'm going to get 20 grand. I'm going to get 10 grand for each shop that I have. Sometimes some strategies say just build on everything, but then if you can't change it. Once it's down, it's down. It's always going to be that shop.
Nice. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Any other actions?
That's it.
Okay.
Round 2. Season 2.
Income first.
So
Everybody.
20 grand for me.
Daniel's winning. Daniel's winning. Target.
David gets 10 grand.
10 for me.
And
10 for
you
me.
each get 10 grand.
Thank you, illustrious banker. Oh, that was $100. Nice.
So now we are dealt
I'm not an idiot. Although it's weird to have illustrious put in front of
Five
things that aren't leader.
so 5 cards with and we keep 2, so discard 2 again.
Alright.
So I'm just shuffling like a.
So do we get one or do these just exist now?
They're
Well, you just have them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
These are handy to have, just for knowing that you've got it and you can trade it.
Well, because that card actually means something. So
Mm.
that's this technically isn't down there. We're just doing that for.
So we can see. Yeah.
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 Cool. There is 5s.
And we keep discard 2, so keep 3.
Keep 3, how many? Keep 3? or-
Yeah, keep 3. So we discard 2. Yeah, and then we draw 3 from the bag. So David, you can draw 3 from the bag first. Everyone's got their cards.
Yep. pretty good day for you.
It's not a bad one, yeah.
How many? 3?
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, with some felt in there.
Yeah, I wanted that extra bit.
Alright, so
With the round pivots. And we're waiting for the purple tokens to go out. 15, and I already have 15, 39. How do you have 39?
Yeah, no.
39 is the number, that's 39.
Yeah. I was like, what? I had
42 you already had,
50.
57.
Okay.
69!
Oh, yeah.
Giggity.
Giggity. Okay, so now it's trading phase.
we're a bit all over the
I know.
place. We are
are.
everywhere.
Nobody's having a good time.
Interesting.
Well, I have 3 that you want, Kate. But you only have 1 that I and a dim sum. Dim sum.
You have 15,
I could take.
38.
Yeah. Problem is, I need land. Callum, what were you after?
Thinking takeouts probably be good. Tropical fish or florist. Probably not horrendous for me, but I'm probably sticking with the takeout. Probably should start building towards that. As a 5 would be nice. Can you go let me takeout? No.
No, I do have tropical fish. I do have 49, which David is after. But you don't really have.
I don't have anything to build on it.
Well, I do have a jeweler as well. You've got the florist there, which I do not have. I would like that dim sum. Would you be willing to 13 for the dim sum?
It's land.
It's land.
Free
Okay, so
land.
that's going to get you 20 grand
Mm-hmm.
for the next 1, 2, 3. So it's going to get you earn you at least 100 grand. No, it's
What?
not. It's going to earn you 80 grand if you put an antiques there,
Yeah.
because it'll be 2 times 1, 2, 3.
Well, this round as well. 5 times by 5.
What?
So 100 grand.
So if you
Wait.
put your antiques there,
Yeah.
Which you have.
which
Yes.
you'll
Yes.
have 2. If you buy that,
Yeah.
you'll have 2 antique stores,
Mhm.
So at the end of this round,
Yep.
you'll get 20 grand.
Yes.
and you'll get 20 grand at least for this
That one.
season,
Yes.
and this one, and this one, and this
Yes.
one.
Worth 100 grand to you.
Yes. So I would like it.
For the dim sum?
Yeah.
And just token over, so you put a new token. What? Why do you get that?
That's the one. Oh, no. Sorry.
You can trade
Yeah,
for land.
no. I wanted to do that. Yeah. So you get that.
Yes.
That's the next trade.
I was gonna say. So then.
69, bro.
What do you... Seafood.
So trade your 69 for
I was
better.
gonna say.
Because then you've already got the dim sums.
Do you want? Yeah. You want this one?
I want the 69. What do you want it for?
30.
2 for 1.
I was gonna say it's not a 2 for 1.
That. I asked
I'm
for
not
it.
going to do a 2 for 1.
I was gonna say I'll take a 38 for a 69.
You're giving him 40k though. He wants money for it as well. To help you with negotiations. I'm your lawyer. For these negotiations, Daniel, Kate is lawyered up.
I'll do a straight swap.
Don't do it. Don't do it! You monsters. Listen to your lore advice. You goobers.
All right.
Yeah. You
I
want
would like to buy 73.
Yes.
What are you willing to sell for?
You'd like to buy that for me, from me.
Mm-hmm.
What have you got in my world? So you want that one, but you don't really, I guess you could
I'll
probably.
give you a florist for a seafood, David.
I've got a seafood.
Florist, you want to trade a florist for a seafood?
If you would like to.
David doesn't have a secret. Oh, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Yes.
Alright.
I'll do that trade.
There you go. Thank you.
Alright, you want that one?
I have this one to offer.
Yep. So, yeah. And then, hold up. And then I'll take the tropical fish as well.
Sorry, that's a lot of creep.
So, yeah, so we're all leaning. So, in my inner negotiator is just like,
We're invested.
So,
yep,
I think this is a fair trade, right?
yep. One and one, yep,
1 and 1.
Yep.
A tropical fish, which you want,
yep.
for a florist.
So we got two for two.
So we just swap those.
What if I go?
And we swap.
I take the
What if
tropical
I
fish
could give
and
you, what if I
florist,
wanted
and
11, Dave?
I give you a restaurant.
Say that again.
What if I wanted 11?
Marsden.
That's better than works.
Hang on, go through your offer again.
So I go 11
Yeah.
for 73,
Yep.
and I take the tropical fish and florist, and I give you a restaurant.
You want the tropical fish and the florist,
Yeah,
and you're going
or-
to give me a restaurant.
Yep. And then I know that I've got the extra restaurant to trade later. Exclusively with you, trading futures.
I don't know how well that's gonna go.
I'm aware.
You want the florist and the tropical fish.
What would you give up for 45?
I think, going back to the original offer, I think
1-1.
1 and 1, tropical fish for a florist.
Two restaurants, florist and tropical fish.
2 restaurants
Yeah.
for a florist and a tropical fish.
And the properties.
And the property swap.
That's big for you.
Yeah, it is. I'll do that.
That's very big. That's very
And the cards.
Yep.
Yep.
So I'm going to give you 73.
Yep.
There you go.
And you
11.
want 11.
Thank you.
Or would you like for 45? Or would you like 49?
Where's 49? 49
Factory
is
for a
there.
takeout.
The two next to each other.
45.
Or laundry.
I'm willing to.
What would you like for 65?
Me?
Mm.
I'd have to think about it. I can't multitask.
What?
But at 65, I don't have to.
I've
you
got
don't.
65.
You've got 60. Oh, you've got 65. Yeah.
I don't have 65. I'm ready.
Right, so your question was 45.
Yep. But I'm also interested in 65. And I have. Oh no, you don't need the tropical fish. He wants
65 is far more valuable to you.
Correct.
That would have to be.
Yeah. I'll take
So
it.
did you want to do
Take it.
49 for 65? Because that is very valuable to you. Because that's
49 to 65.
Yeah. So we swap. Because that is in an area that you connect up. You're getting there.
And he's just lost his forest though.
I've lost my florist.
Mm.
I just gave it.
Oh.
Mhm.
Okay. Yep. But then, if you get more forests. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Mm.
You can build stuff.
But I can still sell you 65.
Yeah.
But it would cost you a lot. I don't think you have the cash for it.
Well, I think like, you haven't. I'm not boxed in at the moment, so I'm pretty good. So
Well,
you're risking your future
Trading
of
futures.
being worth nothing.
I haven't given you a price. It would be worth a lot.
45?
While you prepare.
49.
Wind
Sorry,
up
49.
the-
Happily do a
I
trade.
can't use 49 now at the moment. I'm hoping to hold
But it
on
is
to
2
40.
together.
Mhm.
Because I can't
Because,
use I can't use 65, so it actually doesn't have
Alright,
any value for
okay.
me at the moment.
All right.
I'm planning for the future there.
I would sell you 65 for 40 grand. And so you can have, I'll have 49 plus 40 grand.
No. It's not.
We're good?
I'm good.
Alright.
Oh, I completed one.
Oh, which one did you play?
Seafood.
Oh,
Nice.
that gets you. Like, a completed 3 is 50 grand.
Yep.
I'm just gonna. Oh, wait, we're doing income in a bit. Oh, and you're starting to build your laundry already?
See where it goes. Don't know what I'm doing, so I'll just play and see.
I love it.
Okay. Income.
I'll give you 10, and can you give me 50?
Yep.
Because I've got 3
Yep,
and
you
1.
got 3 of. No, so 3 of it incomplete.
Yep.
That's 40 grand.
Oh.
Oh, and a 1. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So
And
then
then-
I'll take my 10 grand back.
So yeah,
So I
50.
got 60. Because, well, sorry, I got 50, and I
Yep.
already had 10, so yeah, cool,
Yeah.
100 then. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So then you have a 2 incomplete, so that's 20 grand plus a 3 complete, which is 50, so that's 70
Seven.
grand.
Plus 1.
Plus 1, so that's 80 grand. Yeah.
And 3.
You've got a 2 incomplete, so
But
that's
2,
20,
I get 40 grand. You
Yep.
get 2 plus 1.
and I get 60 grand.
So,
Sorry.
We're on the third base.
Mm-hmm. How many do we all get?
So it is third round of a 4-player, so 5 and 3 again.
Oh, the rest are just 5 and 3.
Yeah.
Awesome.
David?
go.
Daniel.
Well, then go. Okay.
And we keep 3.
Keep
Yep.
3.
I'm going to go from the bag and take 3.
Kate goes first, yeah.
8. 80. 87. Take 3.
Yep.
You.
Yep.
Oh, the stakes are getting higher. Do.
Ooh. What did you build on there? Ooh.
Kate, I see my need to deal with you. If I could probably make out 80 for you.
I would rather 11, if I'm honest.
Mm-hmm.
If I could get 11 from you, that would be
Mm-hmm.
4, whatever that is.
Where's your new 3?
What?
Oh, you bought a bunch more than me, haven't you?
Yeah, I put a heap on.
You have, yeah. I can get from either of them.
11 for, what is it, 28?
11 for 28.
Right, straight swap.
Where?
Cool. Do you have a...
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, realistically, it's hard to say no to that.
For those two? No.
Right.
I will
else you
do the 49 and the jeweler. For there.
Hang on, so you want my jeweler
No. I'll give you the jeweler
Oh.
and 49
for that?
for that. If
Okay,
you do
let's
enough-
do that.
Yep.
Let's do that.
Yep.
So 49
Yep.
and the jeweler for that. Sure.
Yep.
Let's do that.
Yes.
65.
Well, thank you.
And then you've got 49.
Yep.
That's it, I think.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yep.
I would like a dim sum, and both of you have one. Your offers, please.
In a moment. You have 4.
Mhm.
I'm interested in 4, but I don't know what I can offer you. Probably 4 for 80.
I'm gonna have to rely on getting 81.
But you connected here.
Yeah, but that's the big one, which is going to cost me a lot if I don't draw it.
What do you mean?
Well, I can't put anything on there yet because it's going to be disconnected.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's yeah.
So
I thought you could join diagonal.
no,
Okay.
so I'm happy to sell you 4.
Yeah. 4. What do you need? Actually, I wouldn't mind a takeout as well, but that's a whole other situation that we're probably not going to get into right now.
Let me see what you've got. I want to see window trade.
Mm-hmm.
I will sell you 4.
Mm-hmm.
Or a photo.
Mm-hmm.
A photo plus
Mm-hmm.
20 grand.
10 grand, you got yourself a deal.
He does it every time. Like, you think it's gonna
He's like, just take it.
just yeah.
You know it's what you want.
Okay.
Yep.
No.
You just said okay.
No.
We're blinding. You heard it here first stream. Sorry, no.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Browbeat them into it.
You definitely said
Take
yes
my
to
offer.
me.
And you do it now.
He said okay.
No, 20 grand.
Consent. Hey, it's changed. It was 30 grand, so you
No,
got down.
no, it was
I did
20.
Oh, did you? Oh, I thought you
Start
said
with
30.
20.
Oh, he has to exchange.
2, 3, 4, 5, which is what the most annoying part. To be fair, so I was like 10 grand.
Oh,
Done.
20 grand. There you go, number 4.
Sick. Thank you. And then I put 4 there for me. Now, Daniel, you wanted to sell me something. You wanted a dim sum.
Yeah, because I think makes 110 on this one.
Happy from either one of you.
Oh. I'll take
I don't want
all
to
your tropical
do that,
fish for the dim sum.
You only need 2 of them.
I want to take 2 of them then. For your dim sum.
No, because you can do it for that.
I would like to buy with you, Kate, these 2.
Both of them.
Mm-hmm. I will pay you.
To think that whatever he does, he's going to build a Photoshop there and get a sneaky
Just
50
help me with
grand.
the stop.
So he's going to get 50 grand a turn for this move.
No, I will give you.
Mm.
Is there anything that I have that you want?
Green is here for you. Green is... That's the only one. Realistically.
Have I got any shops that you want?
factories 110 J10 now.
Well, that's what you know I was going to say.
But for that, I get 8K.
Yeah, your trade-off is good.
Clear building? Yeah.
So,
Oh,
Yeah.
you got your. Oh, you're not going to be able to complete your photo though.
No, but well, I was never going to because I traded it all.
You're two. No, wait.
I don't get. Yeah, got that.
Okay.
Take that.
The two factories and 55.
the 2 factories and 55
Yep.
are those 2.
Yep.
Sure. Done.
Which ones are they?
25 and 27.
I have 55.
Oh, which one did you get?
So much things happening.
Good man.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Does anybody have a takeout they're willing to trade?
Yes.
Actually, I'd just give it to you for the factory. Do you have a takeout? No, you don't.
I have a takeout.
Yep. What do you want? Got me on some florists, don't you? You fleeced me pretty bad. But you're trading on bad faith.
Hey, you accept?
Yeah, I fully agree. Not going to deny that I was fleeced though. I can wait.
I don't want anything except for cash.
Cash money. Because it doesn't change anything for me at the moment.
Okay.
Swell. Let's build.
Bills.
Can you do me a solid action? I have no things. Thank you. So 4 incomplete is 60 and 4 complete is 80. So that is 140 plus my 10, so 150 for me. Christian? Oh, so rude. It's like, don't care now. Just getting that cash up. What are you at the moment?
Don't know.
Lots.
I've just got my income. for the last
Money
one.
bags.
Okay, so everyone finished. Got a money round. Got a 5 complete. I've got
5 complete.
2
Oh, no,
incomplete.
8
130 plus 110, 140, please. Yeah, I'll give you a 10 if I have 150, please.
Tell you what, you would have been a banker back in the days of Monopoly, weren't you?
I have 100. So... No, that's a 10.
Yep. Well,
Mate, if you want it, you
Can I
do
have
you.
a 100, please? I think.
Thank God.
Feel like
I see how this, mate. These
Very
guys have flipped
badly.
over their money.
Very
I
bad.
didn't know that was a thing we were supposed to do. Mind you, you've been taken from the bank anyway. So.
you're supposed to be paying attention to it.
Shuffle and...
Shuffle and deal.
Have we gone to the next one? Get to the round number 4 for me, please.
Round 4 deal.
Oosh.
Who gets the first card this time? Doesn't matter.
You
You.
think? Because I did that last time.
And you get the first token, yeah.
Sweet. I have not been really focusing. I've kind of just been mucking about, to be honest.
Callum's getting lots of cash.
He is, yeah. He's a very much a cashed up bogan right now.
That's my state of being.
We're keeping 3, yeah?
Yes. This is the point where you go, I want them all! Oh, that is brutal. Oh, that is brutal. Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm surprised this isn't giving my ordering, or lack thereof, isn't giving more people anxiety.
I haven't been looking. Mine are perfectly in order.
Nah, yeah, anything I've built on, I've put off into a bar. So, yeah.
Hold
Wait a minute.
Hold up.
Hold up.
Get off on that bitch. Stop making tidy excuses. Sorry.
Did that? Okay, cool. Done.
Mm-hmm. Take my 3 tokens, so I've decided.
What do you want?
Okay, did you put your tokens down?
No, I haven't.
No, but he hasn't finished yet.
Okay.
So I didn't want to give him anything.
You didn't want to give him any extra info?
Yeah.
There we go, so that. That. And that doesn't either, so sure, let's keep that one. Cool. That's done. Five for me. Down 5. Thank you.
Just lock the computer. Oops.
Nailed it. And 60.
Right.
Cool. Then I take my 3.
Danke.
Get up.
That hand didn't want to come out. Don't need that anymore.
Thank you.
And negotiations begin. Did he ever take out? No.
Sorry, but I would like one. Got Cora. And and sorry, David, you have one. You have something I'm interested in.
Where am I?
Your takeout.
My takeout.
Okay. What can I do to grease the wheels?
Your takeout is going to earn you. It'll be a complete takeout. It'll be worth 220,000.
110,000
for the next 2 years.
3 years, but yes.
3 years. $330,000 for your income from that takeout.
Yep. Thanks for sharing that. That is some quick math.
That's a lot of money. So it's going to cost you.
Guess you're not interested in 47.
No.
No. Not to say you
It's
can
gonna
do your
cost
jewellery
you-
instead of a florist. Oh yeah, jewellery. Is anyone
It's
gonna
going
jewellery?
to cost you 100 grand. Excuse me.
50 in that one in the hopes that you can get there and build your florists.
Well, you can't. The jewelers in
The jeweler will go that way,
there. Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
the florist will go down there. Because otherwise you're not building a florist.
I need cash to build a florist.
No, you don't. What do you need?
Because I don't have a florist. I don't have.
You have a florist. You got your florist token already goes
Sorry.
there, and your
Yeah,
jeweler
but you-
token
I
already
need
goes
cash
there.
to build a jewellery.
Why? You trade with old mate over there.
That's what I need the cash for.
He's gonna trade. He's a good bloke.
So it's going to cost you. It'll be 100 grand.
I'll let you negotiate with other people. And when you feel like you've been beaten up a bit and you're like, man, I just want first deal of the table to go well, I'm walking away. I'm sorry, this is 100 grand is a bit expensive.
It is. It's a lot.
Yeah. It's a third of the earnings for the next 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And he's going to want a jeweler. He's got the jeweler. And he's just going to ask you out. Trade with him. See if you can get that jeweler. And that might soften him up.
Give you 50 grand for that.
What do you want?
I need a takeout. I need to see out the other one. What are you building? What do you want? You want this tea house probably. But not really. What are you feeling? What are you going to put in that little 4 zone? 3-way deal. What are you building? You got a 2-6, a restaurant. You got a laundry? No, you got the other. You got the laundry. No, laundry's overrated. Nobody likes it. Okay. But a factory.
Actually, I'll give you 100 grand for that.
That's going to be worth a lot more than that.
Because make it 120.
You boys are playing with big money. That's all I need.
I was like, woo.
Going up. You're sweating.
Goes up. Like,
So you don't want the jeweler, and if you trade for that, you probably want the restaurant, don't you?
Chuck on the takeout and I'll do it.
whoa.
No, because then he's going to screw me on the takeout. Oh wow! I've never seen a bloke look at me more than like, I'm like, this shit. It's like you're rubbish. You're trash. Your deals are trash.
What's he gonna offer you?
Hopefully he wants that. That's what I'm hoping he wants.
It's
It's getting scary.
So 120 is my offer.
80k for the
For the
takeout.
jewellery.
80k for the takeout.
Sorry.
Before you trade it to him and I have to pay my house loan.
80k for take it.
Done. It's less than a third, I feel better.
Alright.
Done. It's rubbish.
You're welcome.
Can you just check if I actually paid the right amount? Oh, I think I may have overs. Did I give you 100?
Do you want to sell that?
No, I didn't.
The jewellery.
The jeweler. And that for 120.
We're getting so close to the end already. It's getting so fast.
This game is quick, but it's good.
But it's like the meat to it, and we'll get to it in the review part, but it's not mechanically it's simple.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's the negotiation.
That's the
Mathematically,
tricky
it's
bit.
difficult.
Yeah.
But it's not like hard. You're not trying to have to do. You're just like, is this a good deal for me or not? And that is a lot harder than.
I'm
people put
horrendous
better-
at that.
Confidence in that's cool. Nobody's gonna want 5 except them.
You have.
Yes. So you were looking at
What
probably
do you have factories?
80. No, 2 factories, yeah. 80 and 2 factories. And 62, but no secret for you. 62, but no secret, but you've got the secret for it.
Factory for 62.
What?
I have a factory.
But I don't know where to build it. Factory 62 and 81.
Because I
Oh, how about 84? 62. And I'll chuck it. So you got 84, 62. Chuck in 83 as a sweetener. And the factory. And the factory.
When it's happening.
And I'll give you 70k. So 70k, you get 62. And 70k. And I'll take these 2 in factory. Because I'm not going to finish the factory. We can admit that it's not going to happen. We can happily say I'm not going to finish that. Actually, take away the factory. Not interested in it.
You're not interested in it?
Nah, because I probably want the florists, but I'm trading against my will. Nah, I don't need to give it. For all this math, I'm keeping it. I'm just like, how am I going to get that? I'm not.
120 grand. Let's deal with this, for that, and that.
And the future promise that if you ever get 82, we trade for it. Reasonably.
Future promises are happening.
Trading on future.
If you get it.
If I
If you
get
don't get it.
82,
If you don't get
okay.
it. Yeah.
If I get 82,
What would that... Yeah, yeah. You will sell it to me for...
so I'm giving you 120.
Yep.
I'll get the jeweler.
Yep.
And 81.
Yep. And if you ever get it, because there's a high chance you won't get it, because you can also discard it as well.
If I get 82,
Which is the big
Dick.
move.
if I get 82,
Yep.
you can have it
50k.
for...
50k.
It's not worth that.
It's not worth 50.
It'd get me an extra...
10. Alright. What did I say?
120. 120.
What did I say? 120.
Yep.
I'll give you 120.
Yep. And a future promise that probably might never actually come up because one of
Given
you
where
two
you-
suckers. One of you two suckers will get
Fine. Fine.
Don't put the 100k with the 10ks. Oh.
How does that 47 look now?
47.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need 47.
You're not going to build for florists?
I've already got 2 spaces that I can build jewellery.
Correct. So you can finish jewellery.
Yep.
But you wouldn't like it to be harder to build for florists.
Well, I won't. Probably won't. I have to. I couldn't.
Well,
I'll give you 30k.
I
for
can't
the
read it on
62.
here. Who just started following us? Whoever it was. You're awesome.
Well, thank you for the follow. Yeah,
Cheers.
hit us up in the chat. We'd
So
like
we
to hear
can
from you.
see. I
Yeah,
can't see your name. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was like,
because
But
it's
it's
only worth
30k to me at the moment.
it's only worth 30k to me. So
Because I get 10. I can put something on there and get 10k.
yeah, and that's how much I'd be getting from it as well if I put something on there.
hi Tyven.
Hi, Tyven. How are we?
Yo.
Thank
Where-
you for following. Sorry I couldn't read your name before.
I wish I understood this game. Have you seen it before? Like it is, yeah. So Chinatown is it's economic trading kind of,
Mechanically simple,
Negotiation.
yeah,
complex negotiations.
Watch the video. Welcome.
yeah.
Hey!
Nice.
On the ball.
And we have no idea who's winning
No,
Mm.
because
No.
you're not hiding your cash.
I'm not
I'm
hiding my
not
cash,
either.
but
I'm
it's
not either.
it's not that much.
I mean, you just
Yeah,
traded
this
me for
bloke's stacked.
200,000 before.
He's
There's
got
a lot
good
of
stat.
tens in there.
Stacks.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tens in there.
Yeah, I think I almost bought it. It's too much at the moment. There. Yeah,
Okay.
it's.
Yeah,
I've,
it's out
I've
of
had
print.
this. I've had
We have
this
to place it? Is
for
that what just happened?
God, how long have I
No,
had
he's
this for?
asking to trade for me.
Oh, okay.
4, 5 years.
I reckon
Yeah.
it's been out of print for a long time. They
It's
are going to
been-
do a second print though.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Nah, fantastic game. Fantastic game. I do love this game. Where are we in
Yep.
the world, Tyven? And how did you find us? Yeah, we'd love to hear from
Yeah. 30k.
you. There you go.
Oh.
Like, it's a net 0 for me, but
Now in this game,
The same I would have got if I got something
Anything
on everyone
goes?
else.
yeah.
any deals,
No.
trade whatever you like.
So, building time.
Is there anything?
What up? Just give me a second. I'll trade them.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 8.
US. Oh, Georgia. Nice. Oh, a bit
Nice.
late there. Or
Early morning.
early morning, but like super early. Are you up late or are you up early?
Yeah, that's it. Early riser or
Oh.
late to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put a laundry there because then I can potentially sell that laundry here. 10k.
It's good thinking.
And sure, I'll get a free factory down there. Why not? I'm gonna do anything with the factory. Oh no, I'm gonna get that. many
Early.
Early.
Cool.
Is there restaurants? Oh yeah, over there.
Hang on.
The tea house to trade, and I have.
Early. What are you doing up so early? Like natural early riser or? How did you find us, by the way? Just looking on. Are we like the only English streaming at the moment? It does happen. We're in Melbourne, Australia. If you can't tell by our Australian accents,
I'll just chuck a y'all in there, see if I can confuse people. Y'all.
All right. So income. Oh no, have we built?
Yeah.
What are you building there? Tea house. Could we use that tea house?
I have a tea house if you want it.
Oh, I might as well build factory there.
Okay, income. Yes.
Oh, hold on a sec.
Oh, I like that by you.
Yeah.
Have we moved this one up yet?
So we move that up, and then we generate income.
Yeah.
So I think I've built on everything. I have.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, if that's the way we're going, sure. I'll build another factory.
Ooh, see, that was a dangerous move because you could have got a lot of money from it.
I was gonna say I
Yeah.
might have bought that one off you next.
But
if I got some colours.
these two, yeah.
Oh, can I unbuild it?
I'll let you. For a first game, strategy is pretty. Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go. Where's browsing board games?
Well, yeah. So we do have
Nice.
our. Oh, you already done the teach, but we do have our channels. We stream twice a week. We do teach videos for every game we play. So the teach video has already been played, but that's on YouTube. We also do the board game bar, which is actually making cocktails that pair with the games on our table. So this week, what are we playing this weekend? Oh, Red Dragon Inn.
As if you forgot.
So drinking game on. So it's going to be Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday.
So because
Sweet.
Monday's a public holiday, so anyone that wants to join, because these two guys usually don't join us on
Where's
Sundays,
Red
but
Dragon?
it's Red Dragon Inn.
I'm going camping.
Yeah, well, boring. Nah. So income generation.
Yeah, we've already
got
done.
All right.
Oh, you already done.
So,
110, 130, 140, 150, 170, please.
Really? Is that what we got?
I'm actually not.
Because I got 2
Generation.
210.
Yeah, he's got big ones.
110, 80,
2, 2,
Ow.
92,
230.
230.
Can I break something?
Daniel first?
I need 20 back, please.
Yeah, I think I'm first again. Yeah, cover 200. Please.
Oh, okay. Daniel-san.
Changing that.
Thank you.
That.
David!
Thank you.
Illustrious simulator.
Same time.
Sunk out. Uh-huh.
Tabad, what are your favourite games? What do you enjoy playing?
Yeah.
I had this one 3 times. I don't want it. Just...
Just saying.
Oh, close. No cigar.
You've got something I want? Or have I got
I
something
already
you
got
want?
82.
Or have you got 82? That's what happens.
God, these suck.
Ah, son of a bitch! I have no cards that I want.
Absolutely nothing that I want.
I have cards that you want. I have cards that you want. I got cards that you want.
Awesome, we love that.
Well, actually, no, I don't think I have anything you want.
Yeah, there's no way. I don't have anything that I want. I'm done. Like
You're pretty much done. Your engine is purring.
Yeah.
I am. What I've got is what I've got. And what I've got is not what I've got.
Man.
Don't care about.
This is-
Do care about that.
yeah.
Do care about that, but it's less.
Sure.
So that I'm definitely keeping. That is definitely gone.
I hate them.
Yeah.
Have to
Oh
take,
my god.
have to take that.
So I need to find a better group to play that with because I haven't played it with these guys. But
Scythe. Well, you have Scythe Junior.
I have My Little Scythe.
My Little Scythe,
which
yeah.
is really good.
And you have? Do you have Scythe?
I've got Scythe. I've got
You've got
Scythe,
Scythe.
and I've got all of the bits and pieces. I've got like the changeable map. Like I went for some reason I was like, yes, all in. I haven't played this game. No, I don't like it. But I only don't like it because the people that played with it, A, not war gamers, but B, also we just spent so much time on the rules that we didn't get to play the game.
Yeah.
We're good. 3.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Look on mobile.
That was not a friendly draw.
My number one at the moment is Second Dawn of the Galaxy. Absolutely unequivocally.
Mm. I actually don't know what my number one is at the moment. I reckon. I
3.
I love Marvel Champions.
I can tell you that. That's your.
Is that the
Number
one we're doing in
one.
a couple of weeks?
Marvel Champions?
Are we-
No. Oh,
No, curious.
we could play it, definitely.
Yeah, it's good.
My number one with my wife is Sequence. We get to that all the time.
Yeah, that's such a good.
Yeah, no theme, just quality game.
Yeah.
Just quality game. I don't know, but apart from that,
I really don't have too many good ones.
Yeah.
I've got so many games. It's
So I have an S rank and an A rank.
What's the S rank though?
yeah, what's the difference?
Yeah.
And what is the clinch pin that drops a game from an S to an A?
Or maybe S is the superb and
Yeah.
A is just S.
Just an A.
Yeah.
I was about to say outrageous, and then realised. I'll drop
Teacher.
myself in.
I was meant to be like,
I'll fully drop myself in. I was like, it's pretty good. Oh, it's an S rank.
I don't know that one. Cool. Teo Tushin is a pretty good game. It's an S rank. Yeah.
Okay.
So we
I
played
had a
Soul
card
175
that
last week.
you
That
could
was good. That's on Kickstarter right now.
I drew a card that you could have really used.
Well, then what did you do with it?
I don't know. It was a dumb choice.
I have something you want.
Tea outside. Yep.
Yep.
What would you like for it?
Well, it's worth 30k to you.
Mm-hmm.
For the next 2 rounds, it's worth 60k to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take 30. Think about it. Come back to me. Let's not rush these things.
Mm.
Deals are here to be made. What do you want?
I want what he has, and he knows it.
Yeah.
I have 2 things. He wants a laundry and
What's number 14?
Nah, I
She
don't
wants-
care for the
She wants to
laundry. I
build her
want,
antique.
I
on
want,
that, and that's
I want that space.
Yeah, you do.
hello.
How long do you have snacks that you
Oh,
Oh.
Hold up.
Look at
the one
that.
that you
You
hid,
need a what?
that you hid that I had to find.
As soon as he walks in the door.
Oh.
Guess who forgot his drink bottle?
No, really?
Yeah.
That's the car the whole
Say
time.
hi to screen.
There are snacks here, but you
No.
will have to reach from behind
If
without
you knock
water.
a single thing,
Gonna laugh at you.
your life
All
will
the
end.
way home, he's like, I wonder if Callum's seen me.
Chocolate's not.
And
Chocolate's
you haven't
not
looked in
good.
the, you haven't looked in the
Work out.
freezer yet. There's no
Alright.
snacks
Yeah.
in there. Do-do, do-do,
Oh,
do-do,
I've
do-do.
got that tea.
Sneaky hand.
No, that's just 2. Thank
They don't have your water over there. Oh,
I got
dude.
that tea house. That was a dumb move.
you. Yeah. Well, when you did it, I was just like, well, I might as well build a factory. There's nothing else to do it. Devon really wants Arc Nova, so hard to get.
That's what I've been telling you about. Arc Nova.
It does look good. I have looked at it. I've had a look at
It
it.
looks too much.
It's not actually. It's actually
Yeah.
really simple.
Okay.
Really simple action selection. The complexity is what do I build and when do I build it.
I'll check the
That's
fridge.
Okay.
It's pretty good. In fact, no, it's not pretty good. It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you're going
Callum, do I have anything that you want?
40 to 140.
Money.
Mhm.
So you're going to get 200k.
Yes.
I'll
Yes,
give it
I
to
am.
you for 100k.
100? Done.
What's 50%?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what you asking for me.
And you know what? You didn't pay it. That's why it's crazy.
It's getting me
Ah,
280 over
cash
here.
money. Yeah, cash, is it?
yeah.
280.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cash money. That's what I want.
I'll give you 20
For
for the seafood.
30. And this is the tea house, yeah?
Oh yeah, tea. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you don't have
30.
seafood. No one has seafood. Useless turkey.
Is this the last step?
Mm-mm.
Second last. Well, yeah, there's one. Yeah.
One more after this.
Because it's worth more than 30 to you in this game of things.
It's worth 60, yeah. But yeah, okay, 30.
Done. Did you give me a secret 100? No. I'd like to double check to see if you've accidentally snuck me a secret 100, you know?
Hmm. What I wanted. I'm happy.
Cold hard cash. What are you looking for? Which one do you want?
Hmm?
Which one do you want?
That one.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I've got nothing to build on.
What do you need to put on?
I have a restaurant.
I'm happy to pay for a restaurant. Happy to pay for a restaurant.
How much do you want for your laundry?
My laundry?
It's worth.
10k, 20k at the moment. But if you've got another laundry,
I don't. That's
You do.
not. I've got a laundry.
yeah, so that's maybe worth. Got another 30. Just you, it's worth. At the moment, if
that'd
you
be
do
an
that, you'll get
incomplete 5.
100. No, sorry, you'll get 80 in the next two turns. So I'm only asking
But
for
I don't have. If I buy your restaurant,
but I'm
I
gonna
know
need
where
to do
put
30
it,
for
so I'm
her
gonna
as
have
well,
to
if
do
she
another
doesn't.
deal.
Yeah. If you do
I'll
a
go
deal
for
with
20.
me, come back to me.
Come. trade with her first.
Hello and welcome to Very Wrong About Game.
Oh, hey!
PTS.
Who is it
Do you
tonight?
play on- Do you play on
Mark,
Mark or. Isn't it two? There's two for Very Wrong About Games, isn't it? Yeah.
Do you
I
play it
couldn't
on
remember the other
PTA or
name.
do you play it on PTS?
Oh, that's
Embarrassing
embarrassing
if
for
it's
me.
the other person.
Ark Nova is available on Tabletop Simulator, and the mod is pretty good. I'll have to check it out. So
it
we
is, it's excellent.
actually
You play
so
on
Very
PTS
Wrong
or
About
do you
Games. It
play
would be
PTS?
good for you to check out. So Solo 175.
Sad. You made them sad.
I'm sorry. But we did I actually built the mod for Tabletop Simulator for Solo 175. It's on Kickstarter at the moment. I could push the shout out guest, but we don't have a guest, and that could be 175, or it probably won't be 175. But yeah, on Kickstarter, Solo 175, we built the mod for them, so it'll be good to get some get some feedback on what they think the mod would look like, or what the mod looks like in TTS. So
It's getting some good buzz.
it is,
They've done very, very
They've
well
done
there.
very well. Yeah.
With their Kickstarter.
What's that worth to you, Kate?
Not a lot.
You get 20k for the rest of the game from it.
Yeah. What do you want it for, though? That is the question. What's he want it for?
I'd need to do a trade with both of you. What else do I have that you might be interested in? Nothing for you, really. You're not really building. Oh, you want to? I don't know, a factory.
No, you built it like an idiot.
Yeah, that would have been.
Yeah.
I would have probably gone for that, but
Yeah.
I have one.
you do.
I do have one too.
So is saying sad is because I didn't get the right one?
Why don't you tell me your other name and I'll remember it next time, I can promise. I need to look it up.
But for those of you who are playing at home,
Walker.
Walker!
it is Walker.
I'll
He actually
remember.
just for the record, he put it in first. Before you were able to Google it, Walker put it in first.
Love it. And how are we? because you release podcasts every week, don't you?
Just about.
Just about. We tried releasing how many? Well, we released two.
We've just,
It's-
we've
yeah.
just been
Cool.
Yeah.
Busy.
So we're recording 3 videos a week on YouTube at the moment, plus streaming twice a week. So adding the podcast as well has been. That's David's.
Yeah. I don't know.
Have you, Walker? Have you seen China or played Chinatown? Do you have Chinatown? Why don't I build that factory? Played it years ago. Yeah, I've had this. Yeah, I reckon at least a 4 or 5 years.
It's going to cost me too much because I'm going to have to buy a restaurant somehow.
So make it 80. Because I'm living on a hope over there. Alright, okay.
You're going to
Alright.
release me for this.
70 and a florist as well.
I have it already.
70 in the florist. And I'm living in the land of
I
hope.
don't have another restaurant already, do you?
No, but I do.
So I'm either going to try and buy yours.
Yeah.
Which is not going to happen.
Well, no, you could buy it and also, yeah. You have a restaurant. Do I have anything
60
you
in the
want?
florist.
60 in the florist
And
that.
one, and that.
and that.
Yeah.
60 a
I don't
florist.
think I have anything that you want. I've
That.
already done that.
So you give me 60 a florist, you get this, and I get that
Yeah,
one as
that
well.
one.
Yeah.
I'll give you
Which is worth nothing to you.
10 grand for the restaurant.
Done.
Oh, you, oh, well then I'll,
Yeah.
Wait.
because I was going to buy the restaurant, so you,
Who were you after? You were offering to Kate.
I was offering to
Yeah,
take
well,
the
but I would rather trade with you first because you want it more.
We were done.
I didn't know. I thought he was talking.
No, because I have what you want here, and yeah.
I'm going to spend bad cash. I'm going to spend bad cash and then not going to be able to get what I need.
So you deal with them first. Deal with Kate. Because you get that. You're living the dream. Living a mean, look at.
All right, I'll give you the same.
Hold up.
I'll give you 60.
I'll-
for the restaurant.
Or I come back in. We make it back to the 100. It's not the florist. You get the factory, which she wants.
She doesn't really because she's got 2 factories.
I was
back.
gonna say.
But she probably is going to want one eventually, isn't she?
She's going to have to
Depends, I
rely on
guess.
getting the right girl.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm not willing to.
I just thought
I'll give you. I'll take this for
I have
70.
70.
Nice negotiation there.
70.
Oh,
The
yeah.
restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
60.
yeah, swaps, and I'll take the florist. And I'm living in a hope that someone gets 22 for.
Good. Done.
Cool. Yep.
And the 2 florists. Not
And
just the
one
one.
florist.
Yeah. I'm only hoping.
60. Florist.
72.
72.
And you give me
23.
yeah.
So
So I'm guessing you want my restaurant.
Funny story. For you? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well,
thank you.
Thank
what's
you,
the
Becca.
price?
Well, it's worth 80 for 2 turns at the moment for you.
And he's already paid.
They've already
Yeah.
paid out 120.
I don't care what he's already paid out for. That's not my that's not my problem. He's gonna have to risk drawing an extra restaurant, which he could do. That's always possible. But it's gonna go from 80 to 140. That's 60 grand for 2 turns.
So think about your price.
So that's 120 over 2 turns.
He's paying. You were paying bad money, my friend. You were sending bad money after good money.
We've been on the edge.
Be a friend. Come on. Remember?
I just want to know what his price is. And then
Well, no, because I'm going to
know.
lose 10 grand of income per turn as well.
Nah, what's 10 grand?
Well, actually, no, I'm going to lose 20 grand because I could build something else on there.
Like you're gonna get another restaurant. It's not gonna.
No, it's not about getting another one. I don't need it. I can just build anything on there.
Yeah, well then you're not leaving me out.
So
You can still build
it's
anything
20.
random on there.
Yeah.
You don't have another restaurant, so it would be irrelevant.
No, but it's still 20 grand over 10 grand over 2 tens. So it's 140 grand.
Actually, not so really wrong about games. It's actually pretty clean. There's lots of moving, I think, parts and but.
Yeah, I made the mod for it, yeah. So.
You said
It
it was
looked-
a nightmare.
It looked messy originally.
Yeah.
Then he
Oh,
worked on it and it looked much better.
Yeah, so the mod, so the solar ones have a mod. You saw it. It
Yeah.
unpacks itself based on the number of players.
It did not
The game itself, yeah, like when we first got it,
Yeah.
worked with the developers. So I actually, had a conversation with the developers. They did
Rich.
an interview with us.
Mhm.
It was really good, really good experience. And I was doing it to,
not
get
really.
experience and see what that kind of
I
area
don't
plays
know
with.
if I've never-
But there's a lot of components. But coding, I do coding for fun. So 120.
120.
That's what he's gonna make.
Uh,
You just did the math and you said that's exactly what he's going
No.
to make.
yeah, it is. Yeah,
You're gonna
no,
charge
100. I'll do it for 100.
I've just spent 130.
You just draw a restaurant and
I'm
you
gonna
next
get-
pull.
I'm gonna get 100. Yeah, nah. I'll hold.
Okay.
I'll hold.
Alright, are we all good?
So thanks for the offer, mate.
It's all right, buddy.
Buddy, you just buddy.
All
So know what his
I was
price
gonna say,
is.
it was not quite
right.
a
Not
champ.
quite a champ, but it
Not
wasn't
quite a
nice.
Okay,
Yeah,
that laundry.
yeah.
Factory for a florist.
Deals are flying around.
You're right.
Don't mean nothing to me. Now what? You all gonna trade a factory with you? I don't know what you cares anymore.
I don't have factory.
I mean, I could have tried to get that laundry from you, to be fair. Which probably would have been a smarter move by me. But,
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
yeah, well, we've traded.
What's the laundry worth to me?
It's what, 20 to me, what's to you?
What's that worth to you?
Yeah.
At the moment?
Yep.
Are you looking to buy it, eh?
Yeah, I might be.
Might be.
Yeah. What's it worth you?
Because he could put a laundry in
Hmm.
there.
Yeah, he's got it already put up.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I'd pay you 30 for it, and I'll pay you 30 for that. So you get an extra 10k.
Wait, this one.
No.
I'm buying this one! No worries!
Something he doesn't have.
Yeah. So I'd be paying 60. I'd lose money in the scheme of things, but I might get on top. You never know.
I'll pay you 30 for that laundry.
But I gotta make sure he's gonna pay 30 for it. We take 30 for it? No, I'll take 30 for it. You know, it's bad. You already get an extra 10k. What you could have got on it?
Did you want that as well?
No, I
He's
don't know.
already got 2. So he's playing the
So
so
you-
if he could get one of these ones.
Yeah, but if you got this one, then you'd actually have 5.
Yeah. Like
If we could get both this
yeah.
game.
And watch you sting me on that as
Imagine.
well.
I was gonna say someone's gonna pull 35.
Alright, how about I give you 30? You give that to me as a sign of good faith. That week, I get screwed.
We're You're rolling some dice.
Yeah. No, I'll have to take it in that. Feels like I'm
Look.
technical.
I'm getting more out of it, and I don't know about your luck of the draw pulling 75 out of 26.
8, 9, 10. Mm-hmm. Mate, you get an extra 10k for something that I mean nothing about. On turn, bad money. That's good. Good money after bad money. I've been looking at David, been like, that looks fun.
I'm skint. I'm just saying, I'm not looking good in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Says the man who's is all so close to having a
140.
140 or 280. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, I'll chuck an extra 10k for you.
Done. I'm sorry.
I'll take an extra 10k.
No, I don't want your laundry.
That's fine. I want it.
So I attack you, the extra 10k, and you give me the laundry.
Yeah.
But she takes, and you're taking 30k, and I don't have to worry about it because you already got. Yeah. Done. Yeah.
I'm all about it.
Cool. That was bad money. Woo! That is that one, which means you'll have to get that one out, and I'll make you 83. So, you don't even have 83.
Oh, he's got it in his stack.
Oh no, yeah.
Because
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
did
oh, you
Because
hadn't
he
built on
built
it.
on it.
He hadn't built on it. What are you doing?
No, I did. I put the one in there.
Okay.
Alright.
And I got your 79. 79. So just when people check me for cheating, and they check me for cheating. 6.
Alright, spelling tasks.
Yeah.
I think Callum has it.
Moving on.
I don't reckon he spent much money.
No, I think he's. Kate's definitely a quiet achiever,
I know what you're talking
but the loud bombasticness is strong within that one.
10 plus 80, 90, 190, 200, 210.
Oh crap! If Kate gets 51, 56, 58.
Trouble.
You can just get there. And we don't really give a fuck about it.
Does anyone want to take that? No. 60. And that's maybe. Yeah, it's a 260. Someone check my math for me if they can. Pretty confident. 110, 190, 200, 210, 250, 260. Yeah?
Yep. 60.
Mhm.
200, please.
That's nice and easy.
Yeah, I think I'm just out of the running of this one. You guys are generating some serious ruler.
And David.
What's
much
the Walker?
Got
What's the next
280.
game that you are?
140.
Or what's the when's the next podcast drop?
Then incomplete 4 is 60, so that's 200. Complete is 50, so that's 250. 260, 270, 280.
Who got 280?
Me.
60.
Quite achiever.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You got 260.
260. I'm trying.
Oh god, I'm screwed.
One token.
Hate.
Don't
Is
know
there
what
only
you're
one
talking
left
The
after that?
dark horse.
Nah.
That's the
I'm not doing
David's
anything.
drawing from bag.
Oh. I'm about to get.
Depends if you want them.
That's gonna be out of my budget. But. Oh no.
No. Oh, I think she's going to fleece us all.
Yeah. I have that feeling.
It's useless. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not doing that.
No
I'm
one
not
wants that.
confused what it's doing care about you.
Alright.
Vaguely next to something.
That's right. Potentially traded. No, you don't need that. You just need that.
That's
Okay.
useless.
That
Oh.
Living in hope. Living in being I look out. Okay. Who is the queen of trading?
Last season.
1, 2, there's 3. Yeah? You kids playing home? 3?
3, yes.
Nice.
I've got to discard one more
That's
before I do that.
and oh yeah, go.
Oh.
This is tactically. Oh, egg on your face, mate.
Hey.
Egg on your face. No, that's fine. Like Daniel's getting a little bit of a heads up here. I like it. And let's see. 43. Potentially. Daniel, I'm sorry. What can I give you? And how can I give it to you? And how much do you want from my soul, clearly?
Why?
want content. And it hurts to ask.
Does hurt to ask, doesn't it?
Oh, okay.
That's interesting.
Oh, okay. Okay. Ah, I see what we've got. Oh, that's a bad touch. That's what it is.
Okay, you okay?
What's the seafood tile worth?
Depends. What is it worth to you? 50.
No, I've already getting money for it, so it's worth 50.
For honest, Kate, this is.
I do have a tropical fish, and that would be worth.
No, I already have one of those. I don't.
Oh,
need
you
that.
do?
Sorry.
To get that one, I'm only going to get an extra 70k. So I'd give you 60 for both of them. Doesn't
For
feel.
these two?
Yeah, no, doesn't feel good, but I'm only going to get myself an extra 70k, so I'm only getting an extra $10,000 off it.
Yep, done.
Lock it in, Eddie. It hurts
Oh my god, Katie has got a trout sauce.
when she does not care.
No, that's it.
Alright,
It's great. It's fun.
Danny.
Yeah.
It's going to be the difference between 20k for me. 20k, fuck yeah. I'll give you 10 for it, which is all you're going to get.
It's gonna be 40k for you, though.
Nah, 20.
It's gonna be 40k for you, bud.
I'll give you 20.
$19, sure.
David.
I'm no longer requiring to trade with anyone.
Yeah.
What? Absolutely, it's the whole point.
You want 51.
10k. 20k for it. I'll give you 20k for it.
20?
Yeah.
She's going to pay me a lot more than 20.
Hey, I'm just saying. What's it worth it? Come on.
How much did you want for the seafood?
20?
Nah, you got more than that.
No.
Why can't we do 15? Because that would actually
I
be...
would be happy with 15, but I won't go down to 10, so you can have it for 20. Or what I did.
Is there anything else that...
You have what I want? No. David has what I want.
You bad?
Oh,
It'll
wow,
cost you
Davey.
$30,000.
Me? Don't look at, are you looking at me
He's looking at you.
for what? For this one?
Yeah.
30k? No, it's not worth it for me for 30k. No, absolutely not. I actually don't want it, if I'm honest. I realise I don't
You
want
offered
it.
me 20.
And then I realise I actually don't have any need for it because I don't have another tea
Don't have
house.
a tea house.
If I had another tea house, maybe, but then I realised we've just kind of put
No
that
one
up.
has one.
No. Egg on my face. Can I just build? Because there's no way I'm trading. Unless people are going to pay me way too much, which no one's going to do.
I'll give you 70 for these two, David.
No, because that will earn me 80.
That what?
It will earn me 80.
Ah, you've got some stuff. Fair enough.
So it would have to be.
Oh, man, that... Is there any more restaurants out on the table? Oh, David, that hurts. So I have the two
I
restaurants.
know, and I was your job.
And I have the restaurant you want. Oh, that hurts. That 100k is looking pretty good now, isn't it?
70. Split it. 40. 40, 30. Give him 40. Give me 30.
What?
No, it's worth 80.
That is.
No,
Yeah.
these ones.
40.
Oh, no. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. 40 and 30. You take that. 40 for this one.
Mhm.
Done. 40 for you. 30 for you.
Oh, she's gonna be so rich. She...
I have no issue with losing to Kate.
Just everyone else.
Losing to Kate, fine.
Okay, I have no idea what she's doing.
And yeah, having a trade on a bad time. Yeah, it was only worth 20 for me. Good. I was like, yeah, it was only worth 20. I got 30 for it. Hey, cool.
Nice. Oh, I mean,
Well, technically, I get 40 for it. I'm just gonna keep building me because I don't think anybody wants my stuff.
Nah, last thing. You didn't want that? Then I'm done.
Yeah, fair. I have to take out, but
Yeah?
I have a takeout
Oh,
instead of doing the tea house then.
alright. But it's not worth it. For you. Oh, for me? No, it's not worth it. I still get an extra
you're
10.
only going to get
No,
an
you
extra
only get
10,
extra
so-
10. Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah, your trade's no good. Your money's no good.
Alright, I'm done.
I'll give you 10 grand for the sake of it.
Nah, 20.
Yeah, 'cause you can get it out.
Yeah,
It's worth things.
I could, yeah.
Did you want anything for that? $35? Oh, you want
Oh.
the restaurant as well?
I'll give you.
Hold up, before I do that. I take that off, sorry, I lied. Maybe I'll trade you a treat tea house. Maybe you want a tea house to finish off your tea houses.
I'll give you 40 for that. That's going to earn you 10. I mean, I'm giving you 30,000 more than what you're doing. And I would only get an extra 30 grand.
What was it? 40?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
Why? Don't understand. Do you get points for finish shops at the end?
No.
So why are you doing that?
Hey?
It's still going to get him.
Still going to get him money.
Yeah, but so he's paying 40 for it.
He's still, but it's going
Yeah.
to turn it from 80
It's
to
from-
140.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. You probably want some tea houses.
Me?
Well, no, he needs to buy
Yeah, I was
them
going to
first.
say, depends if he wants to buy it.
I need to get you.
Right, well, I'm literally capped out, yes.
Build your last tropical fish if you want to build it.
I'm going to. Are we? And
I did all my other ones because I wasn't going to sell them.
Okay, cool. These two.
This is an interesting board.
I don't think I've ever played a game of this where where there's been so much cooperation.
When people agree
Normally,
to trade.
normally it's just like, no, I'm not trading with you. No, I'm not
But
trading with
I
you.
wanted things.
I like trading. I'm a big fan of a trade. I'm also aware that I'm a bit of a hard bargain. And some people just don't want to deal with me.
Hey, you were a
because-
lot better in this game than you were in King's Dilemma.
Enough to know, but
I'm usually the opposite. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's do it.
it's got to be a bit. Yeah, exactly.
I'll sell you
Yep.
that
Yep. Yep.
and either of these.
Mm-hmm. No, it's going to be way too much paperwork for me. That's what it comes down to. So, would you take? I'd go 10 grand for your tile for that one there. That's going to get you 10 grand anyway. Or I go, hold up, 20 to you, 20 to you, and then I'll make another 10k off that.
Who are you offering the 22?
20 to you, 20 to you.
And what do you want? That?
But then you still
Oh
get
no,
another one.
no, good. No, actually, it doesn't work for me.
No, you can't ever buy it and it actually be a profit.
No, there's no way I can make a profit off it. He's right. It's hard to say that out loud, but Daniel was right.
It hurts your soul.
Yeah, like you'd have to give it to me for cost, and then I'd have to buy another one of these for
Mhm.
cost,
Absolutely not worth it.
and nobody's going to sell it. To me for cost.
Absolutely not worth it.
I'm aware how this game works. So you're better to buy off him. And he's got tiles though, so he can actually fill spots. Like he's got enough tiles to fill the spots if he chooses to.
Mhm.
But he would need to buy it and.
I could just build on it as it is.
So he's gonna get 10k for it.
Yeah. But if he wanted to build tea houses, he doesn't have to buy them from you as well.
Yeah.
Your cost benefit's going to be just the same.
So if you
Yeah.
It'll
if
be
you
Yeah.
40 and he might get 50.
Yeah.
Like he could
Yeah.
sell for, he could buy 20 and 20.
Yeah.
But you'll get a 10 grand bonus.
I'd do that.
I'd do it.
Yeah,
20 and 20 and you get,
because then I was only gonna get 10 anyway,
so you, 20 to
Trade
me,
him for that
Yeah, for
one.
that.
20 to
20
him for the
no.
2 tiles,
and I'd do that.
and then you get 50.
Do that. Alright.
20 in me up.
So you can put your tea houses.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you're going to put on it.
Yeah.
Cool, and then I'll take my 20k.
You're like,
Just,
waiting,
I'm noticing he's building
waiting.
things.
And
This feels like
video,
trading in futures.
And my 20k.
Well, it was
Having a
great.
break.
Mhm. Cool.
Graffiti.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll take 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go.
Well, thank you.
Alright. Time to let Kate win.
I think so.
142.80.
There's a lot.
280 plus 50 is
200,
3.
please.
That was
Thank you.
exactly what you wanted when she was
I'm
doing a
doing
number.
In the middle of my maths.
Cool. So 280 for the 2 6s.
Yeah, and then
330.
330.
340,
Oh, God.
50, 60. 360. They're 20.
Yeah.
20, yeah.
60, 70, 80.
So
Is that correct?
Are
240.
we all done building?
Yeah.
330.
Yep.
I'll get the bill.
350,
Nothing.
360,
Doesn't
370.
really matter what I put there.
Yeah. 340, 340, 350, 360, 370.
Yep.
What was this for?
110,
Oh, that was just change. I think.
50,
It wasn't my money.
Change from who put this here?
100.
He did.
That was.
You?
I appreciate that was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
mark of Bruce change.
Did you take the 50?
Yep. He took it with
Okay.
it was
Took
for
it
the
with
200.
200.
Okay. E4 complete
210,
is
240. Yeah. That was, yeah. 240.
290.
Oh, here, I'll give you a 10.
Can you
Oh,
build it?
250, please.
I don't have anything,
Oh, you don't have anything to build.
and the cost for
It's
somebody
10
to give it to
yeah.
me. So basically, I told you for them for 20, and so I got an extra 10 on it. Yeah.
Kate's.
Sure,
Kate's
ask
won
for a
this.
token
Kate's
back.
absolutely.
Yeah. So
Ah.
that's something you could build.
Mm. 220, 300, 310. I'm sorry. 220, 300, 380, 390,
He's gotten-
400.
I was going to say here, it's 400 there.
Well, I just did 400 too.
See? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Check my math, please, if that's okay.
Okay.
110, 210.
Yep.
220, sorry.
Yep.
300, 380, 390, 400. Yeah. 410. 420. Thank you. Blazer.
Second use one.
No.
No.
You reckon?
Got $1 million.
Cash out.
You got a million.
Got $1 million.
I reckon she's got more.
Got $1 million. I got a bit more, but it's nice saying I can got $1 million. Quite a nice time.
How much more? What is that?
I was going to say, I reckon I'm just on that.
190. 1,090,000.
2
880.
1,050,000, 60, 70, 80. I think you got it by 10.
Oh.
1.15.
Oh, what?
Yep. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 150.
There you go.
Whoa!
So much happened at the end there.
You guys had huge numbers at the end. I thought you were just going
Not
to
at
run
the
away
start.
with it.
Not
Though.
at the start.
You had just, I think you had, because you had that so early.
Early.
I had
That was
it quite
early.
early, yeah.
Hmm.
But I never pulled any more than, like, that was the first time I pulled more than 200. And I literally got, what, I got 240?
Yeah.
Like,
People pay you money for stuff.
Mm.
yeah, well, there's that. I
Yeah.
was definitely in spot that was
Yeah.
advantageous.
Absolutely.
But, yeah.
I almost got 100. I could have got at best 110 with what I had.
What?
I could have got 1 point.
Over
So
there.
what was it?
Yeah.
115.
Yeah, 115.
1190.
Oh, no, 109.
Yeah,
109.
And
108.
108.
Yeah, we were 10 off.
I got 8.
Yeah.
880.
Yeah, you got screwed on some bad money
You
restaurant
got them.
deals. That restaurant deal with them.
Well, that restaurant deal
But
would have been
imagine-
good for him. That restaurant deal would have been good for him. He would have
Previous.
made, the previous turn.
Yeah.
If he had taken it didn't seem like a good
Yeah.
deal at the time,
Yeah.
but he would have
10
made
Bought
an extra
this.
180.
Would have made an extra.
You bought this one from me. You did your jewellery like I said. You did your
Don't
florist
say.
like you said. Yeah, listen, mate.
Listen.
Linda, you're not listening. Listen, Linda.
So that is Chinatown.
I
Ooh.
like it.
You like it?
I do. I
Yeah.
mean, this is my style.
Is it?
It's-
Yeah.
Not, and I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. What are you boys turning me into?
Mm.
Awful.
But I think it was nice for the first time ever. We were open for negotiation,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is
But
very.
you have to negotiate.
Yeah.
If you do not negotiate and you don't make deals with people,
Then how do you get anything done?
you
You're
get
gonna-
screwed.
Yeah.
Like, you could never trade, you could never do, and you just build your thing.
Yeah.
And you might pull 600k.
Mm.
Might. Because it's very hard to start building
Yeah.
an economic base. So
Mm.
trading with people is important. But it's that, how do you trade to make sure it's the day? But it's like, it's not, I wouldn't say it's hard math. It's not
No.
like you have to figure out and do, imaginary numbers just to figure out what's going to happen. It's how many turns do you have left? How much is going to be worth?
Yeah, it was really
Yeah.
interesting because that wasn't something that was coming into my negotiations originally.
Yeah.
When you guys were saying paying 100, I was like, "You're gonna pay what?"
Yeah, because
100?
that's-
Because it's worth
You
that.
could,
Later.
you're 100, like, yeah, you get 3 turns of 80. Oh yeah, no, that is.
Yeah.
I'm the
Yeah.
same. I didn't even consider it until like the third or fourth one.
Yeah.
You guys were.
And I think that's where this game would be hard to play with all new beginners.
Mhm.
Not so much as hard, but and we had that. Like the first couple of games we played at this were a bit rougher because you're
Yeah.
so used to no, don't trade, don't do that, no, don't.
Yeah.
And
Do you have any sheep? No.
Yeah. and that's why I think that even playing with one experienced player is actually going to be
Makes
just
it
as hard because no one's going to do those future trades.
Mhm.
So it's going to take that one person kind of pushing and saying, oh, that's actually
You guys are me and after Nova. I'm like, hey, let's trade. You're like, no. I'm like, let's work together. No, Callum, that'll benefit you. I know it'll benefit me, but like, we've got to start this somewhere. All right, we'll cut Callum out.
But that's where, like, this one as well, within the trading aspect, the trading mechanics can be very much, and I think we had it once or twice. So it's like, well, I'm going to take that, not because I want it, but because
I want to build good.
Somebody else wants.
someone else
Or
wants
someone
it.
else
Or,
wants it later.
yeah. And that can be very powerful. When, one of you got a really good deal because I said,
Yeah. he
what's
did.
this? And then you got a really good deal
Yeah.
from Callum because suddenly
You wanted
The value
something.
I wanted something. It's like, oh crap, I'm gonna get screwed here. He did a deal that he
Increase the
was not
value.
prepared to do before.
Yeah.
But as soon as I showed interest,
I was like,
There's a
someone
lot
else
of-
is going to screw me out
Yeah.
here.
There's also a lot of strategy in the cards you discard too.
yes,
Because I got rid of a card that I 2 cards in the same turn that I regretted because I know.
Well, you specifically said
Yeah.
it to me at one point. You were like, you
Yeah.
wanted that one. And
I
then
know.
just
I actually
realised.
had 2 that you would have wanted.
so I picked up
And I'm like,
17 and
oh,
19,
would've made
but I was
a lot
like,
of
no,
money.
19 is going to be important.
I wasn't to know that you drew the next one.
I was gonna say, it just
Yeah.
happened. That
Well, then we made a future deal,
Yeah.
and I
then
ended
you
up
pulled
drawing
it.
82 next turn. I was like,
And then you got the 2 restaurants.
Yeah.
That I needed to draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fix and borrow.
that was
Needed to draw.
that was pretty brutal.
I I remember I built a laundry here, assuming I was going to sell it and then build myself a laundromat. All right.
Sure.
This is just like, oh yeah, have some money.
Yeah. And I was looking at the laundry and I was going to do it, but then I was like, no, I'm not going to make enough from it. And the chances of... So it was either going to be you or me. I don't think Kate was ever going to look at the laundry.
I put that there way early game because I was like, I need to do something that's not in the spaces
Yeah.
that I am.
And, like, I really didn't... I had 2 complete here, 1 complete there, and then some scattered.
Yeah,
Like, I
It
was
was,
very
the fact that this
focused.
was like second round or something was
The
huge.
dim
for
sum,
you.
3rd round. I
Yeah.
completed it in 3rd round.
Yeah.
It took me to the 3rd round because Callum didn't want to sell that last
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And then it was just that chance aspect of, can I make it or not? So, Callum, would you play this game again?
Yeah, this is the style right up my alley. I love the inner wanting to yell at people because come on, make the deal! Just do it. Come on, I promise I'll be nice in the future. As I smile maniacally, and some part of me knows that I want to be nice in the future, but it's just really hard to be. But yeah, no, I would have to play this game.
Kate, would you play this game again?
Surprisingly, yes. I didn't think coming into it that I would enjoy it as much as I did. So
Yeah.
yes, I would have another go.
Oh, yeah. I love it. It's really good. It's good with a good group. Like, you get the right group at the table. And it works
I would
really
find
well.
people really important for this because I can find games like this very stressful.
I own this game and I've played a lot and I love this game, so absolutely I'll play it again. Now, just we actually haven't done this explainer for a bit, so it's probably good to just quickly interject before we continue. So our rating system is a bit different in that we aren't
we're
subjective about it in terms of, arbitrary numbers that your 5 is worth my 6 or things like that. So basically we ask 3 questions, or actually 4 questions now. It's, would you play it again? Would you recommend it to a friend? Would you buy it? And would you add it to a favourites list?
Why do we ask these questions, Daniel? Where would we record this information?
We would record it. Yeah. On the game.
Nice.
I just, yeah. Yeah.
So professional.
Yeah. But yeah, so those scoring, because then there's weighting that's behind the system. So the actual system itself does some weighting in terms of would you play the game again? A yes, no is quite easy. But we do have 3 options there. It's yes, yes, but only with certain friends, and no, because there's definitely some games that you probably wouldn't play with all of, and that's for board game friends, like not like, oh,
Would I play
would
this
with my mum.
up,
No,
right?
yeah, it's like you wouldn't play any board game with them, so that don't count. Like they're not a friend of board games. So, but the same with would you recommend it to a friend? The only interesting one is would you buy it, and there's actually 4 different options there, which is would you buy it even if a friend had it? Would you buy it like Fog of Love? I think I have a copy, you have a copy,
I have a copy.
you have a copy,
I
probably will have a copy.
Yeah.
Would you buy it? And that, for instance, I have a copy of this game, but if I didn't have a copy of this game, would you buy it? That's more of that question. More so than, oh, you have a copy, so I'm not going to buy it. It's, would you actually pay money for this game? The yes, but only on special, or no, and that's where the rating. So obviously, if you'd buy it, even if a friend had it, it's going to get a super high score. Whereas if you'd only buy it if it's on special, it's going to get a score, but it's not going to get as much to it. So, and then the last question is would you add it to a favourites list? Doesn't have to be your favourite, but it could be one of your favourite lists. Favourite economic game, favourite negotiating, because there are so many games you can't have one favourite for anything. So second question, Callum, would you recommend this game to friends?
Yeah. I think, like you said earlier, it's really important to have 2 people who sort of know what's going on. Because I can imagine I take this to just my local group, and we're now playing Eclipse Second Dawn because one of my mates just fell into his car. He, for real, says it
Not
fell.
sure that game falls.
No. Well, at least your car moves when it falls.
Fell into his cart, and $350 later, we're playing it every time. Whereas then there's other mates that I play Secret Hitler with, and I play After Nova with, and they love After Nova. They're like, oh, can we play the Gemmy game? Can we play the Gemmy game? Because it's it's where you trade on gems. So that it falls into that category for me. But then having to be the only teach, or the only person who's experienced, I'd get cut out of every trade non-stop, because they're like, you know what you're doing, we're not trading with you.
Oh, so it would be like playing a game with #D&D on it.
I mean, it's your stream. Invite other people if that's a problem. So, yes, I would recommend it to certain friends.
Yeah.
Got savage fast, didn't it? I don't know, maybe I'm tired. Sorry.
No, he's been in the basement a bit too long.
He's always been with like seeing me way too easy. Way too thin. Yes. So yes, I would recommend it to certain friends. But I'd love to have someone else with me that knows it.
Yeah.
That would be the big difference, so I don't get cut out because I know.
Yep. And it does play up to 5 players. So.
Mm.
Kate, would you play it with another?
I would probably recommend it to certain friends too. Like you said, mechanically it's quite simple, so it's not actually overly complicated. It's more that negotiations side of things. It's more in depth about it. So there's friends that play board games that I would who, you know, like that negotiation side, but there's friends that I play with who play more like me, who like more chilled out games.
But I think this is a good game to get people
Into
do
this
that
sort of
side
game.
things.
Yeah.
David, would you recommend it?
Oh, I definitely would. This for me is a monopoly.
Oh God, yeah.
Why would
Yeah,
you
yeah.
buy what I don't understand?
Thanks for joining us, Walker. I'll remember your name next time. I'm
He
sorry.
He will not. It's fine.
I forget.
I think you promise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the handsome one, so if I just I'll say
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Mark or the handsome one.
Yes, why do you always get him right at the end?
Hey. Just as we're wrapping things up. Thanks for joining.
Saturday too.
Yeah.
Is that what day we
Yeah.
did?
Yeah. Sorry, you
We're
were
gonna start, this we've just played.
Monopoly Killer,
We've
for
just
sure.
played Chinatown. This is the Monopoly Killer.
Absolutely.
Why would you buy Monopoly? I mean, why would you buy
Wow.
Monopoly?
Yeah.
But why would you buy Monopoly when you can buy this? Now, you know, you could read the only
Night Out
problematic
has
thing.
certain feeling towards Monopoly.
The only thing that is a bit of a problem, I know it's some people have mentioned it, is the theme.
Yeah.
Is a little bit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you could reskin it,
Yeah, and that was one of the I was
The Hansa
contemplating not putting it on stream because the theming aspect of things. So, yeah. But what would you retheme it as?
Hansa Teutonica.
well, you could retheme it as any generic.
Like,
city.
Hunter Teutonica, yeah, Hunter Teutonica is a great example of theming.
But you just theme it as trading offices and market stalls, and you call it feudal. You just call it feudal trades or whatever you call it. But like that's what it is. Like you just
I mean, really, you could reskin it. I mean, just like Monopoly reskins everything.
Yeah.
They just reskin for everything. You could do the same for this. I mean, this could just be any generic city.
Yeah.
And you could.
A tea house,
Yeah.
a factory becomes the blacksmith.
Yeah.
The laundry becomes.
Actually,
the...
you know what? Yeah, doing it as like a medieval theme would be pretty damn fun.
Yeah.
Like it would be, But I still want to see Hunter Teutonica as a mafia game.
Oh, fully.
Far out, I would play that. Like, I do like Hunter Teutonica, but I can definitely see the flaws in Hunter Teutonica in terms of you have to look past those flaws. Yeah, Callum, yeah.
Would you play it?
Would I recommend it to
Yeah.
friends? Yes, actually, I would. So, A Purvis is on holidays. What have you been doing? I would recommend it to friends. I actually
They're not priority while you're on holiday.
yeah, and Zicken87 want to become no. Yeah, let's chat. Hi. I think this is such a great game to introduce people to more complicated mechanics without it being more complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the kind of game where you're starting to get into the game adding complications rather than adding mechanical complications.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think that unfortunately game designers can so easily fall into is making a game harder by adding or complicating the rules and mechanics. This is hard and complicated just for the simple fact that we have to negotiate with each other. You
Which
have
is
to work
challenging.
with people around the table, which is challenging. So, but I think that this is, if I was wanting to try and introduce people to trading mechanics or things like that, this is the perfect game to do that. So I would recommend it to friends.
One thing that sort of dawned on me, knowing that when you got caught up in your shit, like the old teacher was really succinct, and then when we got to the table, David told us about Jewelry, there's 4 of them. Florist,
Yeah.
there's 7 of
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
Jewelry, there's 7 of them. Just be aware of that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going, oh, I'll build florists
When
later.
someone
I'll
else
be
does.
fine, no worries. So there's that little element of being aware of those things.
Yeah.
But that not being
And-
part of the teach.
Chinatown, we recorded 2 months ago.
So long ago.
So long ago, and we
Feels
actually
like
so since then we've changed.
A
That was
lot of
before how we were structuring our
Mm-hmm.
teachers. Now we do helpful hints.
Mhm.
So that would have been a helpful hint that I would have included.
I can't believe how much has changed actually when that video
Yeah.
came up before. I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
that feels like ages ago.
it was pretty old.
Mm.
Like, we're definitely growing slowly but surely.
What's the next question?
Would you buy it? Yes, even if a friend had it. Yes, but only on special, or no. So it is in terms of
Yeah, that's good to know.
gamology.
not that expensive.
It's not. Well, it
It-
wasn't.
No,
It is now.
Yeah.
But that's mainly just because it's out of print.
well, no one has it. Yeah,
No one has it,
you
so-
can't find it. So, yeah. But I do, as I said, I do understand that they are reprinting it.
Mhm.
So that's coming.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I love the cost is probably, if I know how much it costs, probably is a good one for me.
I'm going to say it's probably around the 65 to 70
I think it was around the 65 to 70 when it was.
Australian, obviously.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so
I probably wouldn't personally because I don't have people outside of this that I would play with.
So knowing that he's got it, you would.
And if I wanted to play it with someone, then
Yeah.
But if I didn't have it, it's the more of the question. Would you spend money on this game?
I probably wouldn't. There's not enough people I play with outside of you guys.
No?
I could see it. I'd love. I think yeah, so 65 on special at the moment. So 65 on special from 80. I've got a few other games that I'm trying to get at the moment. It would make the list, but a few have to arrive, and I have to get a few others off the shelf of shame. and that's a whole nother story. I liked it, so I could see it. I'd love to teach more people it. I think it's got the elements that my friends love about Afternover in it.
Yes.
Where
Actually, yeah.
yeah, so that got me sucked into RTR games, and now anything they buy, I'm like, yeah, shut up and take my money. But yeah, I think there's a lot of elements to this that I love, and I could see my friends really enjoying as well.
David?
yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. If I think if they get another they print it again.
Yeah.
I think I would. Yeah,
80K.
definitely.
Even if I owned it, or if I owned it?
I reckon I would because I can see a lot of uses for it, even in my own
If I had
school.
other
Like this is a great
One more.
negotiating
Would have been up there.
game, and I
They
think
happened to
it would work really well to teach people how to negotiate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would.
So wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
Buy it even if a friend
I
had
would.
it.
Yeah.
Well, I obviously own it already, so I definitely buy it. Though I find that if you had it, I wouldn't buy it. But it's not, even if you bought it, it's not going to leave my collection. Like
No.
it's in my collection and it's not going to go anywhere because it is like you've borrowed it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
I think your brother borrowed it once.
Yeah, you did.
Like it's one of those games that it's probably one of the higher games in terms of the ones that I loan out. Because it is definitely one of those games that does introduce, and like as you say before, it's just like it's kind of like that next level of Afternover without adding too many complications from it. Like
Yeah.
it's still mechanically a simple game, but it's more complicated in the negotiation strategy and all that kind of stuff. So you're taking the strategy and all that to the next level more so than anything else.
The effects of the negotiations are not as immediate as you may think.
But they are more powerful, I would say.
Yes. So with Afternover, the effects are immediate, and you can generally see this is the consequence of my action.
Yeah.
Whereas this is, yeah, I sold that for 30.
Yeah.
You just made 140 off that.
yeah.
Mary, mother of everything that's holy, stop.
Yeah.
I want some kickback.
Yeah.
I
What the
made
hell
a
did I-
terrible mistake here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would it get added to a favourites list of yours? Just it doesn't have to be your absolute favourite, like your top 10. Would it get to a favourites list of some sort?
Starting with me. Yeah, I'd have to play it more. So that's the hardest part for me. I think I played this once. At the moment, the negotiation spot is taken up for me by Afternover. That's my negotiation game.
Aftermath is easier to bring to the table for sure.
It's smaller, it's simpler, but it's basic.
faster.
faster.
And that's it. And yeah, as I said, the consequences are more, there. Or the negotiations, the consequences are more clear. But if I play this a few more times, I'll be like, could bump it. Could quite easily bump it. But at the moment, I'd say no.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't played many negotiating games because I wasn't sure I liked them, so this would probably be on one of my favorite negotiation games. But yeah.
Yeah, no, it's on my favourites list. Yeah, I think it works really well.
I love the game, but I think it would only go onto my favorites list if it was rethemed. If it was rethemed to something that was probably less culturally insensitive. Because I think mechanically, game-wise, how it gets us interacting, I love every aspect of it.
Yeah.
But the cultural component is like, is it insensitive for me to be playing and enjoying this? And it's that kind of doubt that kind of sets in. I can see it. I could see it being on a favourites list.
Are you waiting for him to talk? So basically, Kat is doing this.
And you're doing it right next to the thing.
Yeah, I know, this is terrific for everybody. It's like, mate, let's just put ourselves in ASMR category. Yeah, I agree. Culturally, there is an element to it.
Sorry.
It could be as easy as saying, that's a blacksmith.
Easy.
Stable.
Yeah, they're the stables. This stays a florist. Like, that's the jewellery maker. Or like, the jewellery maker could be the jewellery maker, just it's not in Chinatown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
That's a factory, and it's just not in Chinatown.
Yeah. Beautiful. Any final thoughts? Any other things you'd like to add, or you were talking before while David was talking. You were last.
I was just saying that I feel like I hit my peak too late. Like I was much stronger, but shut up.
She climaxed late. For you guys, there was a peak, and she'd hoped to get there earlier,
I'm gonna stop talking now.
but we let her down as a we did not negotiate appropriately.
No, stop!
Is that what? Hey, the only way you were gonna get there earlier is if we had traded with better intent. Is that what you're saying? Hey, I'm using your words.
Look,
Sorry, continue.
I mean that is the gist of
If your head's in the gutter, that's on you.
I really feel like everything happened way too late for most of the game. I only had a 3 happening. And scattered other stuff. It wasn't until the last 2 rounds that I actually got any.
And that
any
was
money.
less because you had, you didn't
Well, that was
what? There
the
was 10k between you, and then
Yeah.
7k, 6k, and
Oh, there was
the
a lot more, but I made some really bad deals.
Yeah.
But really, I spent a lot of money, and that was my downfall in this game. So
Well, but you kind of had to. You were kind of in a position where you had to.
I was
I'm not
actually
sure.
thinking about it afterwards. I thought if I hadn't spent that money, what would have been the result? But I still wouldn't
You'd
have won.
easy have an extra 250k, I reckon. I reckon you've spent easy $250,000, and a lot of it went that way. Some of it went this way.
Yeah,
Like I would say 100, and you'd get me down easy down to 50.
So what
You
was
got you
your?
down to 80,
So like
yeah.
I was doing 100k deals, 120k deals. What was your highest?
70.
So that's probably where I've
Yeah.
fallen way back because I was doing mega bucks deals.
Yeah.
And in the end, that cost me. But
Yeah, so I was gonna say,
Yeah,
your skills, I
Yeah.
didn't get anything
Yeah.
set up early
Yeah.
enough. Peak
Yeah.
too late.
I think I peaked too early, to be honest.
Whoa.
It's like I had my 2 engine, I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Now
Now.
I'm good.
Yeah, but your last time you had the biggest.
Yeah, I ended up having a 400k turn, but like I was like, oh, my engine was done, and I was so lost.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I doing? And I
Yeah, so
built
you-
a laundry just because I was like, I'm gonna sell this,
So
and then it
you
was like,
had-
oh,
You would have had 800k in the bank before that last income round.
yeah, and
Whereas
then
I had 900.
Yeah, no. So I had the last turn, but like the turn before, so turn 5, probably had about 850, 900, and then I was just.
Oh, but you had to spend.
And then I spent a bunch, and then ended up getting most of it back.
Yeah. Whereas I was kind of positioned in a way that I don't think I had to spend anything on my last turn, did I?
No.
No,
Except
anything-
for 20 for that last, like, nothing.
Yeah, but that was
deal.
20. Yeah.
No,
That was it.
I think
Yeah.
if anything,
You were set up before the last one.
But I wasn't earning big cash and any time through.
Just barely enough.
I was
if
just-
I had
I was
another
just-
round.
I was
If I had
just
another round.
constant throughout though.
If I had another round.
Oh, if you had another round, you took us.
Oh yeah, you would
Yeah,
completely.
What'd you make the
No,
last round?
you
Yeah.
you had. I
400.
was gonna say I wanted if I needed more time to get ready, but you guys still had more in the end. He was just further behind cash wise.
So I think some people would say, well, there's perfect information on the board. Everybody knows what everybody's earning, but why would you bother? I mean,
I
part
have no idea what
Well, this
anyone was
this-
earning
you know
in
what?
the end.
This is
Yeah.
a game I would not play on BGA. Tabletop Simulator, I would play it on Tabletop Simulator. But Board Game Arena tells you the current score, and that
Yeah.
this game
Oh, I was
having that
gonna say-
obscurity.
Part of it
Oh,
was
yeah,
not
if
knowing
you-
what anyone was earning.
If you knew what
Yeah.
someone, if they were on 800,000, you were on 600,
You-
you'd burn them for a round.
yeah,
And that would suck.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
would
Until
really suck.
the end, there, no one had any
Yeah.
idea how much anyone was
But
earning.
it is possible to do it. I mean, if you're the sort of person who wants to count everybody's cash,
Yeah, but-
you're the sort of person, but you wouldn't. You
It's not
take
fun.
all the fun out of the game. The fun is in the mystery of knowing how much of you
Yeah.
got.
I was genuinely
fun.
surprised.
Yeah.
I counted the 1.15 and was like, oh god, Kate's gonna be at 1.5, Callum's gonna be at 1.4.
Nope.
Yeah, I thought I was competitive, and like in the end.
Well, you were.
Yeah, I was. I thought David had me.
Mm.
I thought you were stronger,
Yeah.
and you were sort of just like.
I really
got
had
it
no
done.
idea where anyone was at all.
Yeah, I
I
did.
was like,
But I spent too much to get into that position. So
Yeah.
that's
Good
yeah,
game.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Well, I don't think it's a game you will be.
Replayability's there.
Replayability's there. It's not. You're not going to get huge stories from it.
No.
Like who goes there? There's stories that come out of that game every time you play it.
I was gonna
There's a
say.
story that comes out
Some
of it.
good ones.
Fog of Love. Like
Ropes.
you could be watching people play and you'll get a story out of it.
Yeah.
Like it's that
Fucking
kind of.
Mirabelle.
Yeah.
Mate, I still tell Ash, and whenever we say, I'm like, Ash, please remind yourself, we are not these people. This is Brad, the motorbike wearing firefighter.
Motorbike
who's got- motorbike wearing firefighter who's got buck teeth.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Brad is not me. Me deciding that you don't deserve that wristband, that bracelet in this game is not me saying you don't deserve jewelry. And it's fine. We laugh about it every time, but that is a massive.
Last
So-
time I played, that guy didn't engage. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
That's great. Like you were playing with someone, you guys were having a great time. I wanted to see me win.
We got way closer to winning than they did.
Yeah, true.
Oh
They were
my
fine.
God,
They didn't
yeah.
even know what their strategy was.
I know, it's the best.
No, because they kept switching
I
as
know,
well. It was insane. But we were also playing on chaotic mode, which is so you're actually meant to draw 5 cards and then choose a card from your hand.
Mhm.
We just
So
played
no, you don't
whatever.
start down. You just you have 5 cards in your hand and you
You
play
just pick
1
one.
card from
Mhm.
the hand. We were playing just flip the top
Literally
card
flip
of
the
the
top
deck.
card, and that's what you go with.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was funny. Like, it was
You turn and
insane.
be like, I want it.
But that's where like it didn't. At no time did we say, "Why the fuck did you play that card?" Like
No,
there was,
it's literally
because
like,
it was
well, this is
never.
The, yeah,
Yeah.
this is the situation we're in.
This was dealt to us rather than one of us choosing that particular card and going,
Why would you
Why
do
did-
that?
"Play that." So I do want to play it on normal with the bipolar again, just to see, because what
If
we'll
it's any
do,
different,
they would both have their own hand, so that one would have a hand of 5 and the other would have a hand of 5.
that would be very.
And they would draw and play. Yeah. So we're definitely going to play Fog of Love again because it is just. I think it's a hilarious to stream as well. So
All
because
about
it's the perfect game to watch.
all about it.
But this game does not give that story element.
Element afterwards.
No.
Canvas, we've got stories from like some of the artwork that we
Stuff like
build.
the game with the
You
gun.
just like.
You mean when we were playing for fun and you were playing serious?
Serious?
Play to win. I need points.
We were being complete idiots, but like an
Yeah.
hour before that.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Then you finish and we play Eldorado. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I'm just about my art. Is not just.
Ours was just a
It's
hobby,
not just
man.
for
You
me.
had passion.
It's not for
For
me.
the people.
Yeah.
It's for the people, and that's important. Yeah, we have to remember that. So,
Yeah, the votes for the people. When you see you're gonna get a painting and it's worth like 12, but you didn't deal with any of the photos. Great.
that's the game that I would love to bring to the table again. Actually, physical. Now that we've got the physical
Yes.
copy, we definitely want to bring that to the table. I reckon that's
Very
gonna be-
pretty.
It's such a great game. Now, for some reason,
Mm.
this one's internet's not working. So,
Goodbye.
We love that.
Goodbye.
yeah, so I would raid someone, but it's going to be too difficult to
Do
to
whatever
do.
then.
So what we'll do is just say thank you everyone for joining us. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel. So we've got the social medias on there. We've
Thanks
got
for
the
having me on a Tuesday.
app
Hey,
as well.
welcome.
Couldn't I play games with you?
Why not? Because we're only shit
Just so
passing.
you know.
Yeah, we've got on our YouTube we have Board Game Bar as
Mhm.
well as the Teach. We've got our podcast. When's
Yep.
the next podcast? Oh, we haven't.
Coming up.
Coming
So
up,
We'll,
yeah.
we'll organise. Maybe next week.
We've got stream two times a week. So this is, funnily enough, going back to Sunday because we've got Monday as a public holiday. So we're doing Red Dragon in on Sunday night.
It's gonna be ridiculous, by the way. You're gonna make Gherkin.
Messy.
If you want characters,
Yeah, some of
Oh,
the
boy.
characters, yeah.
oh boy.
As well as drinking.
No,
'cause
and
it is a drinking
Zakan,
game.
man,
Who?
the characters in the game, my brother and Chuck get real into their role playing.
Really into their role play.
It's a lot.
Speaking of, I need to record those intros.
Oh yeah, so and then we've got some special intros coming, and I'll look forward to that. That's going to be
Mine is
Yeah.
very relevant given the events of the
Right,
last
yeah.
10 minutes.
no one knows what their intros are except for Kate. No.
Yeah,
Oh,
Nah,
David
no,
doesn't know
no,
his,
no.
yeah.
I've written yours.
But what we're going to do
Tim
is,
knows his.
we're going to listen to them as
I'm live.
they're as we're sitting there. We'll hear the intro. That so you get to see our reactions as it's done. So I'm sure that Kellen will make a few little changes here and there.
Mhm.
But,
fabulous.
yeah,
We love
that'll
it.
be. I think that will be a great addition to it as well, just to spice it up a little bit. So thank you everyone for joining us. Make sure you take care, and we'll see you on
Cheers.
Sunday. Thanks all.
Bye.
Bye.